Alrighty, Yu-Gi-Oh players, we got some brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards to check out. We have a instant win condition on this card, and then I don't know what the heck these are, but let's go ahead and check it out. I'm mostly curious about that instant win condition, so I actually want to cover that card before anything. So this card is called the Slapdash Summer Schoolwork Success, which is a continued trap card that says, activate this by placing 5 success counters on it. If a monster is special summoned from the extra deck and or cards is sent from the deck to the graveyard by a spell/trap effect, remove 1 success counter from this card. Then, if there are no success counters on it, destroy it, and if you do, gain 4,000 life points. Then set 1 Schoolwork Success trap from your deck or graveyard. Then, if you have 1 or less card in your deck, you win the duel. What the heck? Oh, wow. Okay. So I guess you technically have some sort of advantage where you get to gain some life points, but basically, I don't know if you have to do this as part of the effect, but if it's just, yeah, I think you have to do it because it says, comma, then if you have 1 or less card in your deck. So you have to have, like, basically, 1 card, right, and then another Schoolwork Success, so you can set it, and then you only have 1 card less. Well, I mean, if only grass was available, this would be a lot easier. So basically, you try to deck out yourself. This is one of the weirdest cards I think I've ever seen in the game. So it's like a reverse deck out, but you would still have to have 1 card. That makes things infinitely harder. It should say, like, if you would deck out, you just win the duel. But the fact that you still have to have 1 or less, I guess technically you could have 0 at that point, then it would kind of work. But how can we combo this, guys? We got to also check out this card because I'm sure it's related to it, which is probably at the top. But I had to start off the video with that because I was too curious, man. All right, so let's check out the rest of the cards. It may have some synergy with it, but let's go ahead and hop in. These are all coming out in Rota, by the way, I guess. So next up, we have the Transient of the Titan of Tartarus, which is a level 9 Earth Zombie effect monster with 26 attack, 0 defense. So you can only use the first or the second effect of this card's name per turn, only once that turn. So if this card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, send as many cards as you control possible to the graveyard. And if you do special summon this card, then send cards your opponent controls up to the graveyard up to the number of cards sent to your graveyard by this effect. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this effect's activation. That's a pretty good effect. They can't stop it. But it does say monster effect, so you can still use spell and trap. But the second part of the effect is if this card is sent to the graveyard, except from the deck, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to send 1 card on the field to the graveyard. Pretty solid effect overall as well. Next up, we have Perfect Launder, which is a new level 2 Earth Beast Flip effect monster with 200 attack, 200 defense points. It says you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is if this is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you get a special summon and face down defense position. Second part is if a monster is sent from the hand and or deck to the graveyard while you control this monster that was flipped face up, you can target one of them, special summon, and face down defense position. Okay. Next up, we have a newbie over here, which is a level 2 light insect 0/0. You can only special summon with the first effect of this card's name once per turn, and you can only use the second effect once per turn. So the first part is, if you have a monster with 0 attack and defense in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. Second part is, if this card is special summoned from the hand, you can apply these effects in sequence. You can add a light insect from your graveyard to your hand except for itself, and then place 1 trap from your graveyard or banishment on the top or the bottom of the deck. Okay, so you can put that 1 special card that we need for this like win condition potentially. Next up, we have the Ruby Sapphires, the Jewel of Maximum Mows. So it's a 27 rank 9 Earth Rock Exyz with 16 defense. Its materials are 2 level 9 monsters, and it says gains these effects based on the attribute among the materials. So it's fire. When this card declares an attack on a monster with a higher attack, you can make this card's attack become doubled until the end of the damage step. Pretty much running over everything. I mean, 27 times 2, that's what is that? 50, is that 5,400? Right? Yeah, I think that's 5,400. Water once per turn, once per opponent's turn as a quick effect. Target 1 card you control, negate any card or effect your opponent activates this turn that targets that card. Now, that's kind of weak. Second part of the effect is, if this card destroyed, you can detach a material from it. So it kind of protects itself in 2 different ways. But I really wish the other effect was just like, you can target a card and make it immune to anything. Not just like, just targets that card. And then on top of that, it would have been cool if it like negated and destroyed, but because it's 2 level 9s, man. All right, anyways, next up, we're not done yet. We have the Token Alliance, maybe some token support. So it's going to be a continuous spell that says you can only use the first effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part says you contribute any number of tokens, then target one monster you control with 0 attack. It gains 1,000 attack for each token contributed until the end of this turn. Also, it can make attacks on monsters during each battle phase up to the number of tokens contributed. Wow. So you, what archetype can get out a bunch of tokens like instantly? Maybe like during your opponent's end phase, you can like get a bunch of tokens out, summon something, boom, go for a big one shot. Second part is at the end of your opponent's battle phase, you can special summon Alliance tokens, Beast Earth level 1, 0/0, up to the number of tokens destroyed during this battle phase. But the problem is that you tribute the tokens, not destroy. It doesn't even have synergy with itself, man. All right, next up, we already went over the other effect of that card. Interesting effect. But nonetheless, do we even have that card? Like, did they even show that card? It's school. Oh, this is Slapdash Summer Schoolwork Success. So is there just Schoolwork Success, or is that like this is only the one card for it? So my assumption is there's going to be more Schoolwork Successes in other cards. But next up, this is just really awesome info over here. We're getting Terminal World 2, which doesn't come out until November, but it's going to have more Fabled and Direct support. So maybe it's now time to start picking them up. And Dinosaurs, you guys know, has been one of my favorite decks for a while. Heck, that's still the deck that I'm running IRL. But anyways, it's going to have a bunch of probably reprints. But like all that really matters is we're gaining some new, it says including Fabled and Direct. So main cards from 4 existing themes. So there's still 2 more themes. What are the other themes? You guys let me know because it isn't specified. But anyways, it doesn't really matter on the price or anything because that's OCG. But it's just an announcement of cool new stuff coming out. Next up, though, we have some extra new cards coming out in Rage of the Abyss, aka Rhoda. So we have Centur-Ion Siblia, which is the level 4 Dark Pyro with 1200 attack, 16 defense, and is going to be a Dark Pyro. And says you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. First part says when your opponent activates a monster effect as Chainlink 2 or higher, as a quick effect, you can make that effect become your opponent places one Centur-Ion monster from their face-up field or graveyard face-up in their spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. Also, you can't special summon Centur-Ion Similia for the rest of this turn. And the second part says during the main phase of this card is a continuous trap, you get to special summon it. Okay. Next up, though, we have the Centur-Ion Primera Primus, which is obviously the synchro monster up at the top over here. Here's the artwork. So 26 attack, 26 defense. Looks like it's going to be a light monster. And its summon requirements are going to be a 1 tuner and 1+ non-tuner. It is also a synchro spellcaster tuner. So you can only use the first and third effects of its effect name once per turn. And then the first part is if it's synchro summon, you can add an emblema card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Then you can destroy one card you control and one card your opponent controls. Second part is the special summon a card cannot be destroyed by battle unless it was summoned from the extra deck. And then the second part, or third part, is if it face-up Centur-Ion cards you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Okay, pretty solid effect overall. And then next up we have another Charmer, Water Charmer over here. So we have Area the Water Charmer. So, or actually this is Water Channeler. So it's level 5 spellcaster effect, 1850 attacks, 15 defense points. Oh, it's still a Charmer card, because usually all the Charmers have 1850 as far as I'm aware of them. Like the artwork looked like it. That's why I assumed it was a Charmer, and it is actually always a Charmer card. So you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is you can discard this card and another water to add a water monster from your deck to your hand with level equal to or higher than the discarded monsters. Also, you can't activate non-water monster effects for the rest of the turn. Dang, that's so unfortunate, man. They really want you to play like Mermaid Landkins, but they're like, no splash and anything else. It's like pure only. Second part is when your water monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand. Dude, the effect is so incredibly good, though. I mean, being able to search so many things and discarding, plus it's a water, so it works with it, man. I definitely need to be playing this, but like again, I'm just not excited that you're locked to specifically like water. And then we already went over this as cards effect. Anyways, those are a brand new Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Let me know, guys, what you think of them and how would you use this card, because I like instant win conditions. They're always cheesy and troll and hype. This one's going to be pretty dang hard. I mean, trying to deck yourself out in 2024, I mean, it's possible. I mean, it might be easier than self-deck out. We'll have to wait and see. what people come up with. I'm sure someone's gonna figure out something else out. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, drop a like on it. If you want to see gameplay of this, I'm definitely gonna be playing the Mermail stuff, but I gotta figure out how this works. We'll probably end up finding some replays, but subscribe if you guys want to see it and you're new here. That's gonna be very hype. But peace out, guys.